Yo, I am hyped up. April 1st, True Romance screening in Westwood, California. I'm doing it with my man Toby Morse from H2O at the Crestwood Theater. Go to www.crestwood.com. Live music, giving away free shit, special guests, screening the classic film, True Romance, and live podcasting, taking all and any questions about the making of the film. April 1st, April Fool's Day, but it's actually going down for real. April 1st at the Crestwood Theater in Westwood, California. All right. This is it. You know, I said it before. Sometimes, you know, there's times where I'm just like amped up to do the I AM Rapaport Stereo podcast, and this is one of them. You know, we've had an incredible week. There's been you know, we traveled. We took the podcast down to South by Southwest. We pretty much took over the whole place.
On the road.
They were trying to, the Hipster Fucks, a band that was touring throughout Austin, Texas, was trying to compete with us. We were down there with TuneIn Radio. I don't know if you know this. This isn't a plug. I'm something very, very proud of. TuneIn Radio has a 24/7 I AM Rapaport Stereo Podcast channel. It's called the I AM Rapaport Stereo Podcast channel. I'm trying to get it called AKA Pleasure and Pain, because you can listen to the podcast for 24 hours whenever you want. It dips in and out of old episodes, new episode segments, and I am trying to get the government and military to use this to get that cocksucker that they just caught in Brussels, that terrorist who was part of the killings and destruction in Paris. I feel like instead of waterboarding these miserable fucks, get them in a room, turn the volume up really high, and anybody will spill the beans, okay? Because I know you can only take so much of the I AM Rapaport Stereo podcast, and then everybody will have a breaking point.
Yeah.
So I'm suggesting using this. Anybody they want to get information from, killers, bad guys, bank robbers, scumbags, degenerates, fucking lock them up and let me ILO these cocksuckers for a few hours.
Word.
But we're here. We're here. And I don't know. We're now called the Milachi Brothers.
Yeah, that's a good one.
If you've never seen the show Happy Days, shout out to Arthur Fonzarelli. And obviously, we're stealing that from the great Milachi Brothers,
yeah,
and Pinky Tuscadero,
yeah, all the good characters
from Happy Days. Moody, how did you feel being in South by Southwest? What did you take away from that experience?
It was good to see, good to be there. Lively city for up and coming city. Austin, Texas was impressive.
Yeah, it was a fucking zoo, huh?
Yeah, it was impressive as a city, clean, nice.
Very clean, very nice, very friendly, good people.
Yeah.
I was overwhelmed by the amount of people. I didn't know it was that kind of shit fling. I would love to go back to Austin and visit the city when it's not festival time, because I feel like it's got a lot to offer.
Yeah.
A lot of culture. They love music. They love films.
Food.
They love food. They love art. They have a lot going on down there.
Yeah.
We had the pleasure of eating at a place called Roland's. Home cooked soul food.
Yeah, yeah. Great stuff.
I had chitlins at around 11:30 in the morning, and I'm so happy I did.
Yeah, and I had the whitings.
And then another spot we had the pleasure eating at was Sam's Barbecue.
Yes.
Also had some ribs, and I mean, we ate good.
Yes.
And shout out to everybody at Easy Tiger in Austin.
For sure.
For accommodating us, dealing with us. If anybody finds my Nike hoodie down there, please send it back. I left my favorite hoodie down there. It's an old hoodie, but it's one of those I just didn't want to part with. Somehow I lost it. I've been losing things.
Yeah, you was wilding out down
I missed my fucking flight to Austin. I packed.
You left your phone in the Starbucks.
Left my phone in a Starbucks. And the producer of the I AM Rapaport Stereo Podcast, Jordan Winter, ran back because I probably would have got lost. I was the night before I got in a cab to JFK. I was in there texting, on the phone, tweeting and all that shit. Fighting traffic. I was totally on time. By the time we got to JFK, I started futzing around my wallet to pay the gentleman that was driving me.
Right.
And I realized I forgot my wallet. And I knew I forgot my wallet. And I knew because I forgot my wallet, I was not making my flight.
Right. Damn.
So the guy pulled over. We got to the thing. I said, it's not here. We looked. I said, it's not here. Take me the fuck back. And he was a Middle Eastern guy, very nice, very helpful. And he said, and I worked 15 years. I never see dummy shit like these. I said, I fucking been flying for 25 years. I never did any dummy shit like this. You have to stuff it in my face, my friend. So I had to go back, change my flight. I didn't lose my money. I lost some money changing my. Took a next flight the next morning. Got to Austin, and then left my phone, which was charging, in a Starbucks.
You're very lucky to have that phone back.
I don't know what I would have done, but we had a good time.
Yes.
And now we're back.
Great time.
One of my favorite things to do while we're podcasting, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Moody, but I love the kegerator we have here in the Gloom Tomb. I love when I'm watching a game. I love when we're watching movies. And I just love having the kegerator around. A kegerator dispenses draft beer and keeps it chilled, turning your office, garage, or game room into a brewery and bar equivalent, affordable but high-end, looks great. Even the ladies in your life won't object. Lots of different kegerators, dual and triple tap, stainless steel, built-in and outdoors. Triple tap means you can have wine, 2 beers, wine, coffee, and beer.
Wow.
Same quality as the best bars and breweries. Nice head, no Bruno. Crisp, cold, and delicious, but without going out. Beer stays fresh up to 90 days. That's 3 months. Kegerator.com is already a great value, but I've talked them into giving an amazing exclusive offer just for the listeners of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, because I love it. I know you will too. Save 20% off my favorite kegerator. Plus receive 4 premium pint glasses, plus free shipping.
Wow, that's what's up.
Just go to kegerator.com. That's KEGERATOR.com. Click on the microphone at the top and enter the code Rapaport. Don't wait. This is an amazing offer and it won't last, and it's only for my listeners. Kegerator. So, last week, Gene Simmons of the group Kiss. I don't know if he tweeted or he was in an interview, or he basically said, in a nutshell, we don't fact check, so I don't have the quote in front of me. I'm glad we don't fact check, especially for some fucking guy like this. Basically said he wanted hip-hop to die. He wanted rap music to die. And the great Talib Kweli, who's big on Twitter, who we interviewed, that interview is going to be coming up. He's a friend of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast.
No doubt.
And a friend in general. I have a lot of respect for this guy.
Yeah.
He went on Twitter and said, I hope Gene Simmons dies. I know he didn't mean that literally, because he didn't mean that.
Of course.
And now I'm going to chime in with Monetti. Let me tell you something, Gene Simmons, you fuck. You're one of the reasons why rock and roll died with your novelty group. You brought in the fucking circus into rock and roll. Out went Mick Jagger, Peter Frampton, Led Zeppelin,
Yeah.
The Who, and in came the freak show.
Yeah.
The pigeon-eating cocksuckers. You guys were drinking blood on stage. It was like Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus. With the vampires and all the fucking boots and the zoot suits and the Fruit Loops and all that bullshit. You got one song that people know. I
Wanna
rock and roll all night. And great song. But if you ever listen to Kiss's greatest hits, they don't exist. Ba-dum-bum. I'm here all week, folks. I could do it all fucking week. You know what you talk about getting terrorists to speak up.
Yeah.
Lock them in a fucking room with Kiss's greatest hits, because there's about 1 or 2 songs. Yes, he monetized the shit out of that group. He's a smart guy.
No
the
doubt.
merchandising and all that. But musically, you ain't shit, Gene Simmons.
Word.
You never been shit.
Word.
You had a freak show novelty act.
Yeah, come on. Y'all
with
not up there,
lightning
yeah.
and fucking
Drinking
fire,
blood on stage
drinking
and
blood,
shit. Come
eating
on.
bats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you talking about rap? Rap is going to outlive what you did.
Yeah.
It's going to not only outlive what you did with Kiss, it's going to outlive your old ass.
Yeah. It ain't never going nowhere.
It's not going nowhere. And of course, you sound old, white, and tired.
Mm-hmm. He said, now it's just guys talking. Music is always about lyrics and melody. So
Based on what with Kiss?
Right. That's what I was thinking.
So I know Kiss shit. It's crap.
I'm like, yo, what this dude talking about, man?
What is he talking about?
Right.
What is his strength?
Lyrics.
Novelty act.
Right.
That was his strength. And listen, they kicked ass. They were as big as anybody. But as far as musicians, you wasn't shit, because if you were a good enough musician, you would have never put on the fucking clown outfit.
Yeah, that's to divert the attention.
Divert the attention from your group being whack.
Look at the guy drinking dog's piss.
Yeah. Oh, he's so crazy.
Yeah.
We're not as good as the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, ELO,
Right.
The Who, Leonard Skinner.
So we have to eat a dog on stage.
Yeah, we're gonna fucking eat a dog on stage and scare the shit out of the crowd, and that's what we're gonna do. You want rap to die,
Right.
you blood drinking cocksucker. You Halloween costume wearing motherfucker. Fuck you. Fuck Ace Steely. And fuck Peter Criss. Gene Simmons. You pigeon-eating motherfucker, you. So, I hear the people upstairs. I got the neighbors, the Manhattan Gloom Tomb.
That's right.
They thump around here like I don't know, are they fucking exercising up there? We're podcasting. We're fucking podcasting down here. Give it to me, Moody. So on this episode of the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, he's thumping around up there. You hear this fucking guy?
Little thump.
Thumpy thump. We're gonna get into some stuff. We got how do we say it? Not approached. We met. We came in contact with the first person who's a public person who's ever not liked what we said about them. Yeah. And we're gonna get into that later. There was a comedian, Hannibal Burress,
right?
Who we met at the South by Southwest Film Festival. He introduced himself to G Monetti.
He sauntered up.
We're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get into what he said, what we said. But before we do that, I want to talk about this guy. I mean, technology is incredible. What's being done in medicine is just every day it's changing.
Yeah.
The guy with the bionic dick, with the bionic loaf, suffered a terrible accident when he was a kid, and at 40-something years old, again, we don't fact check here, he got a bionic loaf, 8 inches of steel, steel dick.
On order. Got dicks on order now.
And he actually was able to have his first sexual experience, which I want to say,
word. Give him that, some dap.
First of all, the doctors deserve a shout out. This guy, I can't imagine what it's been like, having an injury like that and having to deal with that your whole life. So I'm happy for you. Yes, no doubt. He said Gerald's been following the story closely.
Yeah. The lady usually charges $180 for her services.
Oh, he was with a pro?
Yeah, the sex worker of the year in the UK, in Britain.
Okay.
So she waived her fee, and she put it on my man, and my man finally busts off.
Now, did he actually bust off?
No.
What did you read?
He doesn't feel anything. He has what I call a machine dick. It's no flesh, so he's not feeling anything.
There's got to be some flesh around it. They have no nerve endings attached to this loaf?
It's more of him actually doing
it's the
something.
Act. It's the intimacy of it.
Right.
Listen, Machine Dick, Machine Loaf. What else did he say?
Bionic.
Bionic dicks.
Yeah. I mean, I need feeling, Rap.
I
what's the
understand that, but
sense?
it's better than nothing. He's never had nothing, so he can't compare it to anything. And the intimacy is what he's missed out on.
Yeah, the touching and all that.
And you know what? Good for him.
Good.
Good for him. First of all, I sincerely say good for you. I hope you get as much ass as you want. And if one guy who has an injury, a terrible injury he suffered, could get a bionic dick, that makes up for legions and legions of women that are walking around with rubber asses.
Yeah.
Lips filled with pineapple juice.
With junk.
Hair tracks, hair weaves, contact lenses.
Yeah, all different
lips.
different eyes and shit.
Okay, so my man had a reason to get a bionic dick. He got a bionic dick, and I say fantastic for him.
And when he says he can tear it up, he literally means it.
Oh, there's no stopping him.
Yeah, he's steel.
Oh yeah, he's the man of steel.
Yeah, man.
He's not stopping.
Steel, no feeling.
He's steel dicking.
Yeah,
Good for him.
Word.
Steel dicking is actually, if you don't know this, it's different than sugar dicking, which we've talked about a lot on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. And you know, I'm not going to go into what the difference is, but you could just figure it out. I'll go into the difference at another time, or you could look up the old episode where we articulate what sugar dicking is.
Yeah.
All right. We talk a lot on this podcast about Serena Williams. We love her. If you could spend a summer with Serena Williams or Rihanna, who would you pick?
I got Serena all day.
You got Serena all day.
That's formidable.
A whole summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Serena. I like that.
All right. Dude, these are probably the two women that we talk about most.
Yeah. They're both good. You don't lose either way.
It's a win-win.
Word.
And Venus, I just don't want to match you up against your sisters as far as a woman that I, spend the summer with. I didn't say anything. I said, we're going to summer vacation.
Cabins and shit.
Go to a vineyard in Italy. But this guy down, the CEO, Raymond Moore, the CEO of Indian Wells Tennis, which has had racism and all kind of shit over the years. Years. It's been going on for years. They finally went back. This dumb fuck, this fucking guy, this old fucking tennis guy said, if I was a lady, I'd go down every night on my knees and thank God that Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal were born because they've carried this sport. That's all we really have.
Yeah,
Let me tell you something, you dumb fuck.
Raymond Moore.
Raymond Moore.
Yeah.
You dumb fuck.
Yeah, he's old guy, man.
Old guy. And then Serena came back and shitted on him in a very articulate way.
Good.
Serena Williams and Venus Williams, you should thank God that they play at your shit show tournament.
Yeah, after you shitted on him.
There ain't nobody out there more exciting. Serena Williams is more exciting than Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, and any other male tennis player that's been around in the last 20 years.
Right.
You need to step down.
Get out of here. This is
Step down.
Yeah.
We want you to call. He apologized. No.
Yeah, apologize.
We want you calling your resignation.
With that mindset, you don't need to be in your position.
And in the company of Queen Serena.
Word.
You have the nerve. Well, she's gracing the tennis courts.
See, Richard Williams should check this motherfucker, man.
I think even Serena is like Richard. So, our people at Your Show TV, where we have a channel, they put on a great event the other night. Roy Jones.
Great event. Roy fighting some schlub in the
street. A fan who's fought.
Yeah.
He got a chance to fight.
He looked like he fought a lot.
He fought 6 times.
Oh, shit. Me too.
Jones.
I had about 6 fights in my life.
They should have let you get in there.
We're in 3rd grade, 1 in 8th. Yeah, man. But it was a show.
Roy knocked him out with a kidney shot.
Yeah.
And he hit him and still kept walking. Now, we know that Roy got knocked the fuck out.
Roy,
in Russia.
Don't let this shit gas you, Roy.
Roy was a fan.
Yeah, you fought somebody off the subway.
I love you. I was just at the event. Like I want to see Roy go out with grace. He deserves it. And from everything I know, Roy has money. I think he just loves fighting.
Yeah, Roy loves
There's
the sport.
one thing between fighting and fighting and get your fucking head knocked off like happened to him in Russia. But the commentary after the fight, Roy said...
I ain't finished.
He said, well, you know, he was fighting me, and he thought he could get in there. And, of course, I knocked him out with a kidney punch. And when he went down, I just walked away because I'm Roy Jones, greatest fighter, Pensacola in the house. Shout out to my man Smoke, Pensacola. And it was really no competition. I'm trying to get my Roy Jones down. The cadence is good. I don't have the voice.
Yeah.
My impressions are not about accuracy, by the way.
Yeah,
So if anybody goes, well, you don't sound exactly like, or I'm not going for that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
He's not Caliendo.
No, I'm not Frank Caliendo.
Yeah.
I ain't no Frank Caliendo. He's fucking good.
He's great.
My Aiello probably doesn't even sound like Aiello. It's the essence of the person. So when I do Roy Jones, it's really about the cadence of, listen, Max, we're here at HBO Boxing, and I took a paycheck, and I fought a fan, and I whooped his ass. Shout out to Pensacola.
P. Cola.
So, Monetti, did you hear about this shit in Queens?
Nah, what happened?
That this guy went buck wild for real, and he whipped out a machete outside a little restaurant spot in Queens, some little spot out in Northern Boulevard. Dude, 20 years old, because dudes were talking to his chick, and he took out a machete and started slashing shit. Yo. Everybody that was talking to his chick. And I was like, yo, who is the girl?
Damn.
What kind of girl would make you turn into a jealous rage or you start macheteing motherfuckers? That must be some good snapper.
Yeah. Yeah. That must be some other shit.
Yeah, because he put 3 people in the hospital and then he was like, what?
That's that OJ shit.
Yeah. That's that OJ shit.
That's that. You have that OJ demeanor, like, bitch, you ain't never leaving.
Ever. Never, ever, ever.
Yep. That's why there's physical violence. That's to solidify that thought. You ain't going nowhere.
No. This is the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. We're going to take a little break here, and then we're going to come back and tell you about our meeting with Hannibal Burress, who apparently was offended by something we said a few episodes back. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. BusRental.com. Getting your team to the playoffs takes hard work, dedication, blood, sweat, and tears, and lots of preparation. So when you need to get your team to a big game, plan on using BusRental.com. They'll get you there with blood, sweat, and gears. Get it? Renting a bus or one of the many other vehicles is easier than ever. All online. Go to BusRental.com. If you have a party, you got a trip, a little birthday party for your kids, or you have an event with a bunch of people, go to busrental.com, select your starting address and destination to get an instant quote. That's it. It's simple.
Wow. That's how you get to the games?
I know that my kids have birthdays coming up. My car's not big enough to fit these kids in there. I'm absolutely using busrental.com. Whether you need to get downtown or coast to coast, busrental.com will get you there safely and comfortably. To get on board, go online to busrental.com, a U.S. Coachways company. Save 5%. 5% on already a great deal using the promo code CBSBus. You could save 5% using the promo code CBSBus. Busrental.com. I'm absolutely using this for my kids' upcoming birthdays. And you should too. Busrental.com. All right. So, we've spoken openly about Bill Cosby. We've shitted all over Bill Cosby, left, right. We gave him a name. Many names. Skeeter.
Yeah.
Because we said he likes to. What are some of our greatest hits on Bill Cosby?
Skeeter was the #1 great hit.
Yeah, he's on some Weekend at Bernie's shit.
Yeah.
Weekend at Billy's. We said he likes to fuck
dead bitches.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We hit him hard like everybody else, as he should be. But.
Right.
The whole thing with Bill Cosby was started by Hannibal Burress, who's a comedian, very well-respected comedian, actor, sure everybody knows him, knows his name. He was on stage, and somebody, I think on a cell phone, recorded him calling Bill Cosby a rapist in defense of black comics who he criticized, Cosby criticized. And I think he said he's a rapist about 3 times on stage with no real punchline.
Right.
And it wasn't the only time he said it. I think this was part of his act, except for there was no real joke. I'm not sure if this was part of his act, but that's what I've heard.
Right.
We don't fact check.
Right.
But I know he called Cosby a rapist 3 times. And even when you're listening to the tape of him doing it, there's no real laughs. It's a mean-spirited thing.
Right.
And he got what he wanted. Attention. And, of course, Bill Cosby deserves no sympathy if all these allegations turn out to be true, which, in my opinion, and in Monetti's opinion, based on all the legions and legions and evidence, Bill Cosby is a sick fuck.
Right.
I think we actually gave him the Sick Fuck of the Week award.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
I don't even fact check our shit, but I'm pretty sure we did give. But this isn't about Bill Cosby, Hannibal Burress, and all that stuff, comparing the two, because there's no comparison. From what I know, Hannibal Burress is a good guy and a successful comedian. But he went on stage. He said these things about Cosby. I'm sure he really respects Cosby. He's a comedian. Every comedian is going to have a certain amount of respect and reverence for Bill Cosby. But on one episode, I don't know how we got into it. It was because I had done some event with Snoop Dogg. I was on a panel with Snoop Dogg, Lil Dicky,
Yeah.
Rich Homie Quan, a couple of football players, and a couple other dudes, and Hannibal Burress.
Right.
And it didn't make it into the final cut, but it was like a round table thing. So we're all sort of asking questions, sort of fanning out. And, you know, it's sort of like dinner for 5-ish. The first thing I asked Hannibal Burress, I asked him with no ill will and no bad intentions. My question to him was, what has been the effect, the ramifications, and sort of the stigma of this Bill Cosby thing? And he looked at me like I was crazy for asking that. And then Snoop sort of interrupted because he got the feeling, and my intentions were not bad, but Snoop got the feeling that like homeboy didn't want to talk about it. And Snoop said, you talking to the dude who snitched on Bill Cosby.
Exactly.
Basically saying, don't ask him that.
Right.
Or why would you ask him that?
I was there. I heard it.
It didn't get put into the piece. We were shooting for about an hour. The whole piece was 15 minutes. That's what happens with editing. Anyway, the whole thing went on. Everything was fine, yada, yada, yada. Later on that day, or a couple of days later, me and G Monetti podcast, we were talking about hanging out with the big homie Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
What that was like and all that stuff. And we brought up Hannibal Burress, and you were saying, G Monetti said, we said a few things.
Right.
This is exactly what we said. Bill Cosby, it looked like the shit was going to hit the fan. Or Christmas Day or the day after Christmas, they indicted him. They dropped those charges.
Yeah. Yeah. And Hannibal Burress. I got to say this to you. You're looking like a snitch-ass nigga. Or in Italian language, you're a fucking rat.
A rat.
That's the Italian way. But in
Yo,
the
in
black
the
way, you a snitch-ass nigga.
In the mob, if you're a rat, they whack you. Or you got to turn feds evidence. Hannibal's lucky that people aren't looking at him like I'm a fan of his.
He took down a black icon.
Yo.
And it might be shady.
So would you say that Hannibal Burress is a rat?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right, okay.
But he's encroaching on that.
Shit, I didn't ever think about it that way because he's like sort of like a hero. He's like an American hero and shit. Like he fucking shut down essentially a rapist. But then you're looking at it like, yo, he shut down. I'm sure he's thought about all this. That's a good point. Okay, so we said that. So G Monetti said you called him
a snitch ass motherfucker.
Right, because basically he snitched on Bill Cosby. And I don't know if he's been anointed as a hero. I know that a lot of comedians have stood by him, say, that's great that you did that. That's great. And that is fantastic. If Bill Cosby is raping these people, and look, it was going to happen sooner or later. Karma was the person. But Hannibal Burress has Bill Cosby's semen on his hands. He's got his blood on his hands.
Right.
So we did our little riff, and that was the end of it. We've talked shit about a whole bunch of people. And I find that the people with the worst sense of humor are comedians. They don't like to be poked fun at, but they will talk shit.
Yeah.
Just as I do. I'm not a comedian, but I like to talk shit. Comedians, basically, that's what they do. They talk shit for a living.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. I'm not going to name the other person who got offended by one of our jokes, a female comedian friend of mine, about the
black babies.
She didn't like the whole thing about the black babies. Gene Monetti coined them as being used as accoutrements.
Yes.
And he also suggested very smartly that they, at the Oscars gift bags, instead of giving out, hot tubs and trips to Tahiti.
Why don't you include the black baby in the bag? Yeah, just fuck
everybody wants one.
Yeah.
See, it's all tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
It's all fun and games.
That's what it is.
Okay, so me and Monetti are at the Roots concert. It's the Roots. It's Outkast. It's Big Boy. It's Big Grams, which is Outkast group with this chick, which I was really surprised how much I liked it.
Yeah, they were
some
good.
Like synth hip hop shit with it was so almost like some fuck is the name of that group that came out in the 90s? Fuck, I can't remember. They were good. Naughty by Nature.
Yes. Too Sheezy.
Too Short. Talib Kweli, and all backed up by the Roots. With the Roots it's a Roots jam. These things are like worldwide.
Yeah. I'm watching my man Questlove stay on that one. Oh, I was loving that, man.
And they're killing it.
Yeah.
So we're watching the show, sober as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And G Monetti is standing about, I don't know, half a foot behind me. We're on the side of the stage in that VIP section.
Yeah.
Where we're supposed to be. And Hannibal Burress, you tell this part of the story.
I'm watching my man Questlove, and I see out the corner of my eye, I see somebody kind of slithering and sauntering up to me, right? So I'm like, I see who it is. I go, I'm like, what's up, man? I smile, what up? I didn't know what his intentions were, so I gave him a pound.
And this is Hannibal Burress.
Right. And he says to me, what's your name? I'm like, like Gerald G? And he's like, in my ear, like, yo, so you the one that said I was a snitch ass motherfucker on your pod? I said, yeah. Yeah, we joke around, we go at everybody. We went at Cosby, we go at everybody.
We go at ourselves.
Yeah, we poke fun at ourselves. It's all good. And then he said something else again. And then Mike, and then you put your head in.
Because I heard what he said. I was surprised because I didn't see him come over, but I just heard somebody saying something to Gerald about the podcast, and I just turned around because for the first time down at South by Southwest, Moody was getting recognized by fans, as he should be.
That's right.
As the Black Ed McMahon should be.
No doubt.
As the podcast co-host of the year 2015 should be recognized worldwide. It's a worldwide phenomenon.
That is right.
So yeah, he's saying, yeah, you was talking shit. He said you was talking shit on a podcast. And I go, yo, did you hear? I met him that one time. I said, yo, did you? And this isn't like, I mean, we're all men, but it didn't feel like, I didn't feel threatened.
Me neither. Nah.
But he did come over.
This is what happened.
So I'm not saying like it was like some beef type of shit.
Nah, we just tell him what happened.
So he came, I said, so did you hear it? I said, he said, yeah. And I said, what'd you hear? He said, y'all was talking shit on the podcast. I said, so then you heard it then.
Right.
And then I don't remember what he said. It was kind of just going in circles. And then he said something about me being a snitch ass motherfucker. I said, yeah, we said that. We said a whole bunch of other stuff.
Right.
And he's talking shit on the podcast. And I said, so if you heard it, what's the problem? Like, what do you want?
Right.
And he said, it went around, and I said, what did you hear us say? No, he said, what did y'all say? That's what he said. He said, what did y'all say? And I said, what we said was, we called you the Henry Hill of comedy. And he said, huh? And I said, and I'm saying this right in his face, actually right in his ear, like I'm whispering it in his ear because we're in a club, it's loud. I said, we said you were the Henry Hill of comedy. He said, what does that mean? I said, like Henry Hill in the movie Goodfellas. He was a rat.
Yep.
And he didn't say anything about that.
And then he walked away.
No. Then I turned my back and I said, so that's what we said. And then I did my famous move in the 90s because I'm trying to avoid this turning into a confrontation.
Right. It doesn't need
Not that I felt like he wanted a confrontation, but I just know how things can get with grown-ups, with men. And I'm sure he felt sort of dissed or offended that Gerald initially called him a snitch ass dude. I thought that we called him on the podcast the Henry Hill of comedy.
No.
Because Henry Hill was a rat.
Yeah, exactly. No.
But it turns out, as you heard from the original, we didn't call him the Henry Hill of comedy. I think we thought about calling him the Henry Hill of comedy.
Yeah.
We just never said that.
Yeah, it wasn't recorded.
Now, here's the thing. G. Monetti is just...
I'm just a landlord up in the Bronx, man.
You're not a famous comedian.
I'm not. I don't.
Do you have a Netflix special?
Hell no. I just got Netflix on my.
I saw him in a cab. He's doing commercials for Samsung. This is a big comedian.
I'm just a landlord trying to get some money from State Farm to fix up my house that burnt to the ground
in the Bronx. And I mean, how did you feel?
I felt flattered. I'm like, wow, we must be the shit.
Because the first thing you said when he walked away is like, yo, this motherfucker's listening to our podcast. It's like, yo, this is a big comedian.
Right.
And unfortunately, he was offended by you calling him a snitch. Now, I can't imagine that we're the first people that have made Hannibal Burress comments.
Oh, of course not.
I can't imagine with all the comedians out there that we're the first ones
that said that.
I don't think anyone ever called him the Henry Hill of comedy.
No, I haven't heard that. That's us.
That was us. We called him the Henry. Well, we didn't call him the Henry Hill of comedy on the podcast. It turns out we called him the Henry Hill of comedy to his face.
Right.
By accident.
Right.
Because I thought that we actually did say he was the Henry Hill of comedy. Now, listen, it is what it is. We're not looking for trouble.
I said I was flattered.
You said you were flattered. G. Monetti doesn't get the nickname from his cousin from his nephew when he's a little kid to call G. Monetti fun-loving. I don't have that nickname.
Right.
No one would call me fun-loving. My nephews and my nieces, that's never anything. It's always Uncle Mike or just that guy.
Right.
I don't know what to say. I think we invited Hannibal Burress on the podcast during that one episode. We were like, yo, you could come tell your story. And now I want to give a public invitation to Bill Cosby to hear what he thinks of Hannibal Burress, because Hannibal Burress obviously got to say what he thinks about Bill Cosby.
Right.
So Bill Cosby, I know you don't have a lot of forums to go to.
Right.
But you have an open invitation to come along to the show, and maybe we get a little symposium with Bill Cosby and Hannibal Burress, so Bill Cosby can address Hannibal Burress face to face. We could all do it here live on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. I think it would be great. I think that probably Hannibal Burress has a lot of guilt. I'm sure he has mixed feelings. I know that a lot of comedians, I've seen tweets, it was like he was given a medal of courage, a medal of honor.
For sure.
But you know, comedians, you have to be able to take jokes too.
Come on, yeah, that's what bugged me out. I'm like, yo, this is a big comedian coming at a little landlord.
Right.
Because I said some fly shit. And everybody else said it too.
Right.
I'm not the only guy. So what? And I'm a virtual unknown.
As of now.
And then you see me in the club and you want to try to move on me? Me?
Little old you.
Little G. Monetti? What I said?
And then we told him exactly what we said.
What we said. Plus.
And then I did the back turn. The back turn is a move of mine that I used to do in the 90s all the time.
Right.
When I was uncomfortable or being felt uncomfortable, I would just literally do a 180 and turn my back.
Yeah.
And that was the end of the conversation, and that was it. So, like I said, Hannibal Burress, you're welcome to come on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. There is no beef.
Word.
There's no...
Come on, man.
There's no tension on our side.
Nothing.
I respect you. I haven't seen your Netflix special. I saw that it's got rated 2 stars so far, which means it's probably pretty good. The I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast has 5 stars on iTunes, which means it's also pretty good.
Yeah.
So everybody's just out here making a living, having fun, making people laugh. So that's the Hannibal Burress story. But in all seriousness, I have no ill will. And he did come over like a total gentleman. And it wasn't like, again, I'm never trying to make it into something like something it was. It wasn't no beef shit. It wasn't no aggressive
stepping
shit.
the cats, none of that.
It wasn't that. It was cool, and we're making fun, and you know, and I'm sure he's a funny dude,
and he knows it.
He knows he's a funny guy,
right?
And I'm sure I'll probably have to pay the price and be called I don't know, What do you even call me? Fucking good. You call me something. I'm easy to fucking go at.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm easy to go at. So that's the Hannibal Burress story. We'll be right back. Play some beats, Miles. All right, you got to check out these videos I saw, little mini documentaries called Guiding Greatness. Delta Airlines and CBS Local present Guiding Greatness. It's an exclusive video series presented by Delta Airlines that offers insight from some of the most successful NCAA college coaches. We're tugging back the curtain to hear from NCAA's most compelling leaders, men who've seen it and heard it all, who are now willing to share their experience with stories of leadership, consistency, heartbreak, victory, disappointment, drama, conflict, and glory. Very well directed, very compelling. Guiding Greatness presents human stories told through first-person recollections, images, video with authentic enthusiasm, thoughtful insight, and passionate dedication to the game, the institution, the people, and the players. I started off watching the Coach Krzyzewski one. You can check out all the videos at guidinggreatness.com, www.guidinggreatness.com. They're all very compelling. They're fun, well-directed. I love the one with the coach from Penn State, Patrick Chambers. Who's talking about, wanting to make Penn State known for basketball instead of football. I don't know. They're all really good, very compelling, very dramatic, very well-directed. Guiding Greatness series, www.guidinggreatness.com. Brought to you by Delta Airlines and CBS Local. Check them out. All right, we've opened the windows here at the Gloom Tomb in Manhattan. The beats are too funky. I need a little air. You know that it's the 10-year anniversary of Twitter?
Yeah, I read that.
And you know that fucking bird on Twitter doesn't have no lips?
I never paid attention to it.
Yeah, I didn't either, but you know who I found that out? From somebody on Twitter. And apparently the Twitter bird's name is Larry, made after Larry Bird. And you know who else doesn't have lips? Larry fucking Legend.
Oh, of course not. We knew that.
Lips look like a sealed envelope. I don't know what to say. I got. I was thinking today. I was walking around New York City, and I was trying to find out if I actually really did graduate high school. And I wanted to see if somebody could somehow help me track down. I don't need an actual physical diploma, because if I actually really cared about a physical diploma, I would have went to my graduation. But I'm pretty sure it went down like this. I owed the school $163 for books, and they said, you're not getting your diploma until you get your book. But I was never invited to any graduation. They just wanted to be done with me. They wanted to be done with me. And I just still, because it was so long ago, it was 1989. Right. It was so long ago that I think that's the way the conversation went. But in time you could think, maybe, I don't know, maybe they were saying, we're not going to tell you if you graduated. I just don't know.
Right.
And then somehow I went to college for one semester. I have no fucking clue.
You want to see them transcripts, motherfucker?
I don't want to see the transcripts. I just want to know, did Michael David Rapaport graduate Martin Luther King Jr. High School in 1989? If somebody could help me with that. Is there proof of that? Because I'm afraid that I may not have graduated high school at all. Because I know for sure that the New York City public school education system failed me gravely.
Wow.
If I did graduate, it was only by, to get me the fuck out of the institution. Mm-hmm. Right. Not that I was like some big badass. I was just a pain in the fucking ass.
I hear you, man.
So I wanted to see if somebody could you just send me a link on how to get to the link? My school, I don't even think Martin Luther King, the physical school's open, but I don't know if Martin Luther King Jr. High School, which is right across the street from LaGuardia High School, I don't even know if it's still in existence.
It's broken up.
Anyway.
Yeah, I see in the paper, man.
See in the paper what?
Mel Gibson.
Oh, man.
Is in court. And I'm reading further down.
Right.
And I'm like, it's for child support. And the woman is getting $20,000 a month.
25.
25.
No, 20.
20. And she's in court because she says she wants $100K a month.
$100K.
Now, you could request that, but the judge should say, get your ass out this court. This is ridiculous. A 5-year-old needs 100,000. So you were on welfare with the 20 grand. See, the judge can stop all this shit.
Right.
The judge could throw this woman out of court. You can't come in here and waste the court's time with that ridiculous amount.
You want 100 grand.
But she knows I can get it. You see? Because the judge is going to ram Mel Gibson. That's why she comes up with that.
And Mel Gibson is a fuck. He's a drunk fuck.
Yeah.
You know, you know.
That's beside the point.
That's beside the point.
We're talking
still a
about
man.
the judge.
The judge, the no good fucking judge.
Yeah. Don't hit him in the head like that.
Well, what? Set a precedent.
Throw her out of court and say, come back, calculate to me why you need $100,000 a month.
$100,000
for a 5-year-old.
Come on, man. She said, "Oh, security." I don't give a
security?
shit.
Nobody running up on you. You probably live in the flyest shit. Security what? You ain't making no movies. Yo, see the judge. See, that's what you would hear that in my court.
Right. So if you're the judge and I'm the lady and I say, well, what I want is $100,000, Your Honor. What do you think?
First of all, you can't just come in here spitting no numbers. You're just saying 100K.
Okay,
prove to me with a formula.
Okay, Your Honor, I have receipts here, but some of them are it's hard to break down. I'm looking to get $100K a month, Your Honor, please.
Gavel, case over, case dismissed, case thrown out. Come back in here when you're serious.
But, Your Honor.
Gavel, bailiff, come get this motherfucker.
That's what you're going to say to Mel Gibson?
Yeah, in my courtroom.
Come get this motherfucker.
We don't talk a lot in my courtroom. I said get this motherfucker out of here. 100K.
And you hit the gavel.
Hit the gavel. Give me the gavel sound, Miles.
Yeah, give us a nice gavel sound. Did you see the other day that Dwight Howard checked into a basketball game on some Lester Hayes shit? He didn't have the talcum powder that all the players use, Jordan used. All the players use it. Jordan throws it up in the air. LeBron, it dries your hands off. He came into the game. He checked into the game with glue shit on his hands.
Well, they ain't passing to him. So when the ball gets near and somebody's there, he's ready to steal the shit.
Right. That's good. He's like, once I get it, I'm not giving it back.
James Harden, he's playing with one of the worst chuckers I've ever seen.
Yeah, you're really talented. Super talented. We know you could score.
Right.
But you're not winning shit.
Yo, he just be pounding. Those are the worst guys to play with.
They demoralize you because
suck the
you
life.
run up and down the court and then you know you're not going to get it, but you're a pro basketball player. And if the defense lags off you, he will throw it. If you're not paying attention, probably Dwight Howard's like, I never know when this fucking guy's going to throw it at me. I need to stick him.
That's what I mean.
But poor Dwight Howard, man.
Yeah.
You know, he deserves to get a hard time and stuff like that. I feel like he's unfulfilled talent, but
when he begged out of Orlando,
he just never figured it out, man. He never figured out.
Orlando was the place for him, man.
He should have stayed in Orlando.
Right. He made the finals. You were the focal point. Now we can go 5 trips up and down, and you won't even get looked at
because of the beard.
Who strategically dribbles
all the
right?
time.
But if you check him out, he's watching the clock tick down where I have to shoot. What are you guys talking about?
Right.
It's 7 seconds, but you've had it for 20.
You never want to play with a guy like that.
On
ever.
Any level.
I don't care how good he is.
Yeah.
It's cool for a little while, but like, yo, can I get the fucking rock? Yeah. You're playing with pros.
Pass leads to the score.
Look at the Spurs.
Look at Golden State. Look at the Knicks in the 70s.
Right.
A pass.
Pass.
Layup.
We know you could shoot and you could dribble and you do your little Euro step bullshit. I got it.
Pete Carroll.
Right.
Princeton offense. The ball didn't touch the floor. Pass. Layup.
Right.
You want to just hesitation. Oh, it's 5 seconds left.
I got to shoot. I had no choice. Dwight's like, fuck. He's got to run up and down the court. Corey Brewer's like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Is Corey Brewer still on that team? What's the other guard's name? That team, I hate watching the Houston Rockets. I can't stand
watching. And you see what they
team.
did with their jerseys? Clutch City.
Clutch City. What's the clutch? The fucking car?
That's the uniform,
the
too.
Fuck out of here. They know clutch.
It didn't say Houston Rockets. It said Clutch City.
Well, that's what they were saying for the Rockets with Kenny Smith and Akeem and them. That ain't no team.
Yeah. That's Kenny and
Akeem Olajuwon should be like, yo, y'all ain't wearing that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't.
But Dwight Howard, man, I don't know. They're talking about him coming to New York. I don't even want to get into it. I don't even want to get into it. I don't even want to get into the Knicks. I don't even want to get into it. Too frustrating and too upsetting.
We have fucking stunt doubles as coaches now. Always picking. Why don't you pick a
coach?
Pick a seasoned guy.
Thibodeau, Mark Jackson.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other guys out there. Get us a coach. D. Trump.
The
looming bad guy.
Was on some hood shit.
The guy who beat up the rioter at the protester at the thing. First it was an old white dude, cold cocked, sucker punched a black dude.
Right.
Didn't say sucker punch. I didn't see sucker punch for that.
Right.
But a few days later, there was another rally, and a black dude who turns out to be he's
in the Air Force, right?
An Air Force dude fucked up some protester real quick.
Yeah, quick.
With the quickness. And they were like, oh, yeah, he sucker punched him.
Yeah, but that word, you didn't get that verbiage when
from
it was
the
the
78-year-old guy.
That's part of it.
Fucking Hillbilly John.
That's part of it.
These Trump people, supporters, they make me nervous. This whole thing makes me very nervous and uncomfortable. Because all the steps to improve relations, all the steps to improve compassion and understanding for each other.
Right.
He's going to fucking come in there and pollute it, and we're going to go back. That's why he wants to
go make America great again.
Again.
When there's hoses, water hoses being on people. That's your great.
German Shepherd shit.
Right. Great for who?
Had a fucking white president, black president, and now we're going to have an orange president if this guy wins. What is he doing to his skin? Is it tan booths or makeup? He looks like shit.
Yeah. Republicans don't want to mess with him.
The Republicans are going to turn on. I think that, you know what? I got to say shame on the Republicans. You couldn't come up with anything better. You ain't got no other tricks up your sleeve. And these blue blood, uptight Republicans that seemed like, in hindsight, those are the ones, like they were not that bad compared to this fucking guy.
Yeah.
I take some tight ass blue blood khaki pants wearing Republicans over this shit.
Yeah.
He's bringing out the dreck.
He's inciting riots, man. Talking about punch him in the face. What kind of candidate is this?
Yeah, man. Listen, if you're looking to be the leader of a street gang or some shit like that, that's cool.
Yeah.
Respect.
Cyrus.
Respect.
He's Cyrus.
Yeah. But other than that, I want this fucking guy to get on a pogo stick and keep it moving.
Yeah.
You ever pogo stick?
Nah, man, we didn't do that shit.
I was in my workout class today.
Oh, that hot yoga?
No, I didn't do hot yoga. I did my fitness class with all the yentas.
After I heard Dean Collins heard you guys talk about his story where he went to the fitness center and motherfucker just unveiled took his towel off and just stared at his ass.
Exposed himself.
See, that's the shit.
Exposed himself to the young shooter.
Once I see something like that happens, that the cat is just staring at me, you think I'm coming back in there to work out?
Well, that's his place.
And then Money followed him in the parking lot.
Yeah, he almost got. He
tried to get lucky in the parking lot.
He tried to get lucky with Dean Collins, the young shooter.
It's not. My mind ain't working now. I'm like, yo, what this cat gonna try to do?
The thing that I don't get about my workout class, and maybe you could just come one time and watch and tell me if I'm crazy. I'm in there busting my ass. Okay, but you know how Bruce Lee, like when he would break boards and shit, he'd go, hi-ya!
Yeah.
Right? Or football players, you hear them go, boom. I'm the only one making any noise in the class. Like, we were doing this thing with a medicine ball, we're throwing it back and forth, and I'm like, fuck, shit, fuck, I'm dying.
Right.
The teacher's like, 2 minutes ago, Mike, keep going. My man, Lucas, listen, Lucas, fuck you. You get down here and do it. You're walking around with a stopwatch daydreaming. I mean, I'm on the fucking floor here that people have been running around on their dog shit stained shoes. I'm not even bringing that up.
Word.
They walk in there with the dog shit on their shoes and the who knows what.
Some nasty motherfuckers, boy.
I'm in there dying, and I got him and the other teacher, Lacey. Come on. I don't see, maybe these fucking guys, maybe I want to see you do it. Why am I the only one making noise? Am I wrong? And I feel like some people in the class, they laugh when I'm like, cocksucker. Shit.
No,
ain't that funny?
You're supposed to expel that.
Yes.
That's why Serena Williams did.
Right.
McEnroe.
I'm like the fucking Serena Williams of the 9:30 a.m. workout class on the east side.
Hey, man. Check this out. Remember the last episode we said we want to see Kate get into a relationship?
Oh, yeah.
Well, this businessman, she was at some party, right? This businessman tried to bag her, right? Or bag Kate. She said she didn't know how to be flirtatious. She wanted to be followed, or she was having a hard time engaging with Joe.
Right, his name was Joe. I think this guy's name was fucking Joe Blow. I don't think his real name was Joe.
Well, on I Am Kate, he's seen trying to bag her. I'm saying, do you know that this is Bruce, or this is how you get down? Like, I want to ask Joe, and maybe Caitlyn should tell him, you know I used to be Bruce, right?
Right.
So, I don't know if you...
Maybe you don't know.
Right. You still with it? Put Joe on the spot.
Yo, I want Joe from episode 3. I believe it's episode 3, because we watched the show.
Right.
If we're going to criticize it, we're not doing it from what we read. We watched the show. We sit through it. And I got to tell you, I watched the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 1 before I watched Caitlyn, and it was like watching the fucking Godfather. It was riveting. It was great television.
Oh, word.
I'm not bullshitting. Fantastic fucking TV.
Really?
Top to bottom. Episode 1 of Real Housewives of Atlanta is fucking flawless.
Really?
And I consider myself I don't watch all the reality shows, but the ones I watch Hard Body Karate. Caitlyn, I Am Kate is a shit show. It's so contrived. There's nothing genuine about it, and you just feel the agenda, and you feel the falseness of it.
Right.
It takes all the reality out of the reality shows.
Right. Yeah, it's all made up.
And proving that I fuck with reality hard. I started watching episode 1, new season.
What?
Of Family Therapy.
Yeah.
With Dr. Jen. Used to be Dr. Drew. You know Dr. Drew. You know who he is, right?
Yeah, I think so.
VH1 Family Therapy. And actually Lohan family, Michael Lohan and Lindsay Lohan's mom, and then some 2 young girls from MTV show, and the dude Bam Margera from Jackass, he's on there. And I guess Damon Dash and his brothers are on there. He wasn't on the first episode. But there's a chick who and her mom. The chick is named New York. She was on I Love New York with Flavor Flav on VH1. And her mom is on the show. And her mom goes by the handle Sister Patterson. And she might be the most wildest of the wild motherfuckers I've ever seen on any reality shows ever.
Yeah?
She's fucking way the fuck out there. Sister Patterson on Family Therapy on VH1 is a reality television star in the making.
Damn.
She's buck fool. So I'm no reality show snob. I watch it all. So when I criticize Kate, I could criticize it. When I tell you that Sister Patterson is great, she's great. And when I tell you that Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 1 is riveting television, I know my shit.
Right.
Okay? I'm not saying I know the most, but what I know, I know.
So what do you think Joe's going to do?
Well, we'll see if Joe... I think Joe should be... do we give Joe... Does he get the sick fuck of the week? I'm looking to give a new sick fuck of the week. There's a couple of themes and awards and stuff we haven't done. We haven't done De Niro line of the week.
Yeah.
Tribeca Film Festival's coming up.
So that has to be.
So we got to get ready to do De Niro line of the week because I have my film at the Tribeca Film Festival.
That's right.
Hard Loving Woman about Juliette Lewis.
Jay Lewis.
Can't wait for people to see that. Jay Lewis, always the truest.
Yeah.
Fuck around, speak Spanish. You know she gets fluent.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna do with Joe.
I want to see if he really takes her up on an offer.
And if he gets
really
her, do we
bangs.
get to see that too?
Yeah. Like that should be part of it.
Because you're trying to push and make transgenderism and all these changes normal. Other people get hit up on the TV.
Yeah, reality. Joe, where you at?
Do it for the LGBT community, Joe.
Yeah.
Or we should get my man with the Bionic Loaf. He'll machine gun dick.
Yeah.
The I Am Rapaport podcast is proudly sponsored by Casper Mattresses, award-winning sleep technology that is delivered to your house in a box. Mattresses that come in 6 sizes. We speak about Casper because we love Casper.
Yeah.
We sleep on Casper well because we love Casper. Now they have pillows. How do you love the Casper pillows?
It was the best pillow I have ever gotten.
Yo, for real.
For real.
The Casper pillow should be in every hotel across the country.
Keeps
right.
your neck.
Keeps your neck. It's not too firm, but not too soft.
Yeah.
Go to Casper.com if you're looking for a mattress. You can use the promo code Rapaport to save $50 on an already great deal. Casper mattresses are delivered 2 to 5 days, and if you do not like the mattress, they will refund it for free. They will pick it up free of charge from your home. Go to Casper.com, CASPER. Get a great new mattress. Change your life. Change the way you sleep. Use the promo code Rapaport, RAPAPORT, to save $50 when you're getting your mattress. All 6 sizes. We swear by Casper. And now check out the pillows. You know, speaking of all this stuff, I keep reading about this genderism in the fashion world.
What is that?
They're trying to blur the lines and blend
The male and the female.
right, the clothing,
Right.
which is essentially, to separate, like, women wear skirts, dresses, dress suits, whatever, form-fitting shit,
They now
or
can
not,
wear-
whatever. It doesn't
yeah.
have to be. And now men, can wear kilts and all this other foolishness. But I don't see any women walking around in fucking cleats, a Lawrence Taylor jersey,
Yeah.
a do-rag, and some unlaced Adidas.
Yeah.
But when the men are wearing skirts, it's cool. But if you see a pretty girl walking around in a pair of fucking cleats,
Some Ricky Henderson shit.
then it's not gonna be as cool then.
Right. Yeah.
It's all coming from the men, the homosexual community.
Right.
That's trying to. That song Blurred Lines. I didn't know that's what it was. I thought it was about.
Yeah, all that shit, man, it's subliminal, man.
I have no problem with it. But what is the wrong with differences?
Yeah, why? Yeah.
Why do we want everybody to be the same and act like the differences aren't to be celebrated, embraced?
Right.
Be curious about it. Ask. You want men and women to dress alike?
Yeah. Like, why?
Why?
Like I said, when
Because
you
it's
start with why.
a small group of people's personal agenda.
Right. When you start with why, you don't do dumb shit. Why? Why you want me to wear a dress?
And if I wore a dress, I want to be, if I'm just me, Michael Rapaport, wearing a dress with a pair of underwear, and I got my balls are hanging out of the dress, and is that going to be fine? No. I'm going to be looked at like an asshole.
Right, of course.
You have to be a certain kind of man to do it.
Right.
It's not going to be, if I did it, I'd be considered a freak.
Shit, I would call you that.
What would you say?
Look at this freak motherfucker.
Right.
Balls.
I'm walking around in a pair of fucking size 12 and a half high heels and some Vidal Sassoon jeans
Word.
and a blouse.
With your ass out.
And I'm totally straight.
And they'd be like, "Oh, what are you looking at? You're abling him." Remember, they had some other shit called able.
Right, what is that?
Ableist. If you
Yeah, our guy
Aaron. Norman Comics, Aaron.
draws all the ill comics for us, developing some shit for us. he explained us what abling is. What is it?
Yo, I don't even know, man.
It's like you're able to do whatever the fuck you want. Able, it's like an able gender.
All kind of shit. They be making shit up in them little hipster bars, man. Making shit up.
And when we say hipsters, don't get us wrong. It's not just like white guys with beards. They're in all shapes, forms, and colors.
You could see them.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with color.
Yeah.
We saw them all down there at South by Southwest. Yeah. But the place to be was the TuneIn tent. We had the shit on lock.
Yeah. Next year if we go.
Next year we're curating a day.
Yeah. So when you come down there,
you know what you're going to get. That soul, that boom bat, that reggae, that funk, that R&B, and live performances by legends. Speaking of legends, next week, the next episode of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, we'll have an interview with the great Brooklyn champion MC, Mr. Talib Kweli.
Yes.
Graced us with his presence. We're going to interview him. Very, very smart, fun, serious, but doesn't take himself seriously. Love talking to him. Always excited to see him.
Yes.
Because I respect him so much. He's very prolific. Evolved as a hip hop artist. Changed with the times. Grew with the times. Improved with the times. Like Jay-Z said, lyrically, I'd rather be Talib Kweli.
Yes.
So we got to interview him on the next I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. I don't know what else. If you want soft-ass I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast t-shirts, go to districtlines.com/I Am Rapaport. The people who got the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast t-shirts can attest, the shits are soft.
Yeah.
Baby blanket soft. Comfortable, they wash good, and all that. April 1st, we're going live and direct, screening, live music, show, giving away free shit at the Crestwood Theater in Westwood, California. We're going to wrap this up.
Oh, I have one more thing.
Oh, is this a Frisbee?
Yeah, kind of.
Because we're wrapping it up, and then you're like...
One more.
Okay.
LaRoche, the general manager...
Oh, yeah. Adam LaRoche.
The general manager, I think his name Kenny Williams.
Right.
Has said... Some of the players said they didn't want that little boy in the locker room.
Right.
He tried to keep it on the low. He said half. You can't bring him in all the time. I'll give you half. He didn't want to tell you that it was teammates.
Right.
Just like LaTroy, our boy LaTroy Hawkins said.
LaTroy Hawkins, great picture. We got to interview him. Interviews coming up also.
Yep. LaTroy
Hawkins, 25 years in professional baseball.
So you know.
He broke it down for us.
So he didn't want to put the teammates out and say, yo, the teammates said they don't want that. I'm not saying that to you. I'm just saying, yo, half. And maybe he walks away and he breaks out.
$13.5 million.
Yeah. Kenny Williams.
And now little Drake LaRoche will never be in a professional clubhouse ever again.
And that boy and that teammate who's next to your locker is the one who said, why he keep bringing his son to the game?
Right.
And then he goes.
I've had compression shorts on for 2 hours. I want to let my shit flow. I want to unfold the loaf after the game. I don't want to have to cover myself up.
Right, and think about,
there's a 14-year-old kid in here. So that's inappropriate. It's inappropriate to think that it's okay for the kid to be in it.
Word.
Adam LaRoche, I know you're a good dad. I know your intentions were good, but I don't know if you're setting the right example.
Get that money and play the game you love, man. He already been in there how many years?
Yeah, he's probably bored to shit already.
Yeah, they like to do their own thing.
He's not a special needs kid either.
Let him go play some Xbox.
Yeah, man, give him an iPhone. Let him burn his fucking brain.
That was it.
All right, we're out.